Welcome to Detox Living, where we bring you tips, truths, and testimonials like tonight to power your toxic-free living. I am your host, Coach Jessie, fibroid survivor turned health activist and founder of TheDeToXNow.com, a holistic health platform and provider of education and supplements to combat obesity, reproductive health issues, chronic diseases, and these things that lead to lower life expectancy rates, right? So join me tonight in welcoming Lalesha. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Hey. I wore pink in honor of your pink bikini. What you wearing? What color is that?
I'm wearing red. I'm wearing red.
She wore red in honor of her red transformation outfit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Red is my favorite color as well.
Listen. I love it. Okay. So let's dig right in. So first, start off by telling us, first of all, thank you for sharing your story. It's been an honor because, you've been on the journey with us for a while now, and just you've been a warrior, and so proud of you. And this is the first time I get to tell you face to face. I'm so proud of you, right?
Thank you.
And honored that you trust us to be on this journey with you. So first of all, tell the people who you are, and just before we even get to your story, tell us who Lalesha is.
So my name is Lalesha Mckoy. That is Lalesha.
Lalesha.
Yes.
Now I'm going to say it right for the rest of the night. Sorry, Lalesha. Not Lalesha, it's Lalesha.
Lalesha.
Ooh, I love it.
Lalesha Mckoy.
Lalesha.
AKA, my friends call me Lala. But I have a beautiful name. My parents named me after Aisha, Stevie Wonder's daughter, but they never could figure out how to spell Aisha, the Isn't She Lovely song. So that is how Lalesha was formulated.
Wow.
Isn't she lovely?
Isn't she lovely? Yes.
And I'm known for manifestation. I'm known for my positive and abundance mindset,
Love it.
can-do attitude.
Yes.
It is part of my ministry, something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I developed an LLC called Law Connects You, connecting you to the better version of you.
Yes.
And it's something that I really am looking to manifest in 2024 in an abundance mindset, accountability life coach space.
Hey, speak that. Let's do it. Let's bring it to me. I told Lalesha that, and I said it right?
Yes.
Lalesha. Yes. I told her that, listen, she's already sparking it as an ambassador, doing the work just by sharing her story. So I'm looking forward to her taking y'all through our water fast, because she's clearly inspired y'all.
I'm so inspired. Coach Jessie, I'll just keep it real. I wanted to do 7 days originally, and it started in December, and I crashed on day 4, and I said, okay, when January comes, I'm going to commit to at least go through a 7-day, because if I can make it 7, I can make it 14.
That's right. That's right.
And I was very, very familiar with the program. As Coach Jessie has shared, we have been on this journey together, her, myself. I started with Dr. Amun, and then was introduced to Coach Jessie, and their collaboration. I just have to say, first and foremost, thank you for creating a safe space, because this journey is it's very, very sensitive.
Yes.
It has a lot of turning points depending on where you are in your fibroid reproductive health journey.
That's right.
These foreign entities do not come into our body overnight.
Nope.
They grow over time.
That's right.
They kind of ebb and flow. There's been time in my fibroid journey where they have grown and they've shrunk, and then they've come back with a vengeance. And there's all sorts of factors, as you heard Coach Jessie talked about, overtime stress, foods, this, that, and the other, and not everything is for everybody.
That's right.
So
Got to find the right plan for you.
You really do. You really do. And for me, I know my vice, as many others, and especially being a Cancer, because I'm a Cancer the crab, we love food. We love to eat. And emotionally, being tied to food, which it can be a vice. So I had just gotten sick of myself. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of me.
I say we got to stop being the accomplice in the story of our disease and start being the hero in the story of our healing. And it sounds like you turned that switch. You flipped that switch and you said in January, things are changing.
It had to, because I couldn't fit clothes and I wasn't going shopping and I wasn't feeling good. What really concerned me was seeing swelling in different areas of my body that I had not seen.
Okay.
I was starting to get a lot of water around my knees. I noticed my ankles were more swollen. At 183 pounds, yes,
a lot of inflammation.
It was horrible, and I'm only 5'7". So, as women, we tend to carry our weight in different areas,
right?
And for me, I get top heavy, so I'm very well aware. I've been blessed. I'm quite busty. But it affects other things adversely. Your back, your shoulder pain.
That's correct. Knees.
So
ankles. Yeah.
Yoga helped a lot, but the weight was just way too much. And I was toxic. I had no qualms about it. I was doing all of the opposite things that I could have been doing, to really support my health. And at some point, we just have to get sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah. Yeah. And, kudos to you, though, that when December didn't work, that you didn't give up, right? Because something that is really we have to be really embrace is the mentality that really it's a lifestyle, right? Healing is a lifestyle. We're working to build healing as a lifestyle. And a lifestyle is a marathon. It's not a sprint, right? It's not we did it and we're finished, right? It really is what we continue to do on a daily basis. I fell right now. I'm going to get up and I'm going to keep it going. And we had a woman on the fast. She just finished. And last week, week before, she was at day 5 when she texted me. And Lalesha, she was like, I don't think I could do this. I don't think I could do this. I'm at day 5. And she said, I was hoping to make it to day 7, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. I said, listen, stop thinking about day 14. Just think about today. Think about now, right? Think about where you are right now, right? And the other thing is, she was doing it wrong. She wasn't doing the structured water. She wasn't taking the supplements the way she was supposed. I was like, did you read the manual? Because our manual is very empowering. It's that we wrote that manual to equip you with knowledge. Knowledge is power. So to equip you to know, to expect to understand what's expected, how to do it. But then also with the Detox Now 14 water fast, there's the manual. Then there's also in the manual instructions on how to do your structured water. And I tell her that structured water, I drink it as my regular lifestyle water every day. It's just reverse osmosis or distilled water with a pinch of salt. And you can add lemon, you can add ginger, you can add whatever you want. But that's the basis, and chloretol if you want to add that, which is the supplement that comes with the water fast that you put in the water to give you the minerals. So Lalesha, she was trying to do it without the structured water. So she was feeling nauseous. I was like, of course you're not going to do. So follow the instructions. Let's get a plan that we know is proven, right? Get a plan that's proven, okay? And and get accountability. So she was able, like you said, you want to be an accountability coach where it's like, listen, what's going on? Let me ask you, okay, are you getting, because you may not be getting to sleep probably. You may be trying to do too many things when you're supposed to be healing and you trying to do all the things instead of centering your healing, right? Right?
Very much so.
Yes. So I get where you're coming from, but and then once she had the direction, she was like, oh, I feel different today. I said, oh, you taking the structured water. Oh, you taking the supplements 3 times a day. Oh, and then guess what? She made it past 14. Made it past her reassimilation, which is the 4 days you used to break the fast, because you can't just reintroduce food the way you have to
No.
gently reintroduce it with the meal plan. And then now she's eating, we're going to talk about life after. So I want you to say that it's a lifestyle. So I love that you said, you know what? I got sick and tired and getting sick and tired. And that was the question. It was like, what made you do it? And you said it. You said you got sick and tired of just sick and tired of feeling sick and tired and being sick and tired. And you, guess what? When you did that, you poured so much love into your body, your mind, and your soul, because you got radical about your self-love.
Yeah. Yeah. You're so right. You're so right. Yes. And it is radical. It's changed my life. That's a love like no other. And I just felt very grounded. I could
The mental
hear,
clarity, right?
yeah,
The
I
mental
could hear
clarity,
that mental
spiritual
clarity, and I could
attunement.
hear spirit talking to me.
The spiritual attunement is crazy. The spiritual attunement
You
is
will
crazy.
have visions, like literally I would dream and I would feel like while I would be in resting state, I could be in the dream and still be in consciousness, if that makes sense. Like it,
Yeah, you had spiritual encounters, and it's
yeah.
really, whatever your faith is, what it is as you now dominate your body, right? Meaning you're saying, you know what? I'm not going to let my appetite run me.
Right.
I am, again, the definition of fasting is that you are voluntarily taking your body through a rest period to allow your body to reset, to
Yep.
repair your vital organs, to rest your digestive system, to allow, because detoxing is something our bodies do normally, naturally, involuntarily, which is through pooping, which is, I'll say the official names: defecation, urination, perspiration, respiration.
Yep.
Our bodies do the natural detoxing. But the toxicity that Lalesha was speaking about, the stress, right? The toxic of our lifestyles, the products that we use, the exposure to toxic people, all those things, they clog up our detox drains. And they cause our livers and our vital detox organs, the liver, the lungs, the skin, the kidneys, the digestive system and the lymphatic system, they cause them to become overrun with toxicity, where they become sluggish, right? And then the body now has trouble healing itself, where we start having pain. Like you said, your ankles start swelling, right? We get crazy cycles. We wake up with back pain. We start putting on weight. Those things happen because our body's detox functions have been slowed down, right? But
Now
now
here's the kicker. Here's the kicker, Coach Jesse. Do you know I just started my cycle today? I had not had a cycle since December the 8th.
Wow. Your body was under too much stress. Your body was under too much stress.
I went to my OBGYN. He said, and I told him, because I was still on the water fast. I hadn't broken it yet. He said, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. My blood pressure was fine. My vitals were fine. And, he's like, where's this, this is my surgical OBGYN that did my myomectomy. And he's just like, where's the scar?
So they know your body.
Oh, they know my body well. He's like, where's the scar at? He's like, who did that work? And I was like, you did. He's like, but you're doing the rest.
Hey. Okay, I want to take a moment to applaud you on that. You're doing the rest. Because after surgery, the work continues, sisters. The work of healing continues. That's why we created the water fast is our most powerful anti-inflammatory protocol, okay? After you do the water fast, you want to prevent. You want to do the balance, the D3, our prevention kit, the balance, the D3, and this one's always in my bag, child. Mask is always in my purse. And mask.
Okay, I was going to say, where's mask?
You know. You already know. Always.
I do.
These 3, you want to be doing them after the water fast. You want to be doing that prevention kit, because that's how your body stays in an anti-inflammatory protocol, right? But what she just said was key. that the inflammation, because he was like scarring, the scarring was not just healing on the outside, it was healing on the inside. Because when you have an abdominal surgery like a myomectomy, which I've spoken about many times, your body has to form scar tissue in order to heal. And depending on the toxicity of your lifestyle, the stress, whatever you're going on, if your body was swelling your knees and your ankles, guess what? Stuff was happening with that scar internally. That is what your body does. It's just the inflammatory response. You see what I'm saying? So now you were not just doing the healing on the outside. You would do. That's why we say snatch from the inside out.
It's definitely an internal journey. And then just realizing that most of the time we're not hungry, we're thirsty.
Girl,
we need to hydrate. We're not hungry.
Preach my sermon. Preach that.
It smells good, well, but
no, let's stop with that, because that's so important what you just said. Most of the time, let me just explain that. Our bodies experience thirst and hunger the same. It feels the same. Your body, hold on. Let's have our water, Lalesha. Our bodies experience thirst and hunger the same. That means that many times, as you can tell, and that's what I love, the water fast teaches you, that wait a minute, I just went 14 days without food. How? And I'm going to get into your exact experience, because a lot of times you don't realize you're getting the nutrients from the supplements, and you're getting the hydration from the water that's got the electrolytes in it with the salt, the sea salt, and the supplements. So the reason you're not fainting is because your body is actually getting what it needs, right?
Yeah.
But we've been taught, we're thinking, so that when you sitting there like, oh, I gotta have this toxic fry, whatever, because I'm so hungry right now, that's the only thing that's available. No. You need, probably first thing is you're probably thirsty.
Yeah.
You're thirsty first. Drink water first. Wait 20 minutes and then talk to me. So I wanted to dig into your experience. So let's start there. What was the hardest part for you? Were you hungry? What was it like? Let's get into your actual fast, because people had a lot to say, right? And we'll get into some of their questions, but let's talk about what your experience was like.
I'm used to doing the 3-day. So I started doing 3 days, I think last summer, maybe last spring, just to get introduced to water fasting for my own. So, and I started doing a lot of research. So for me, the first 3 days, because I was mentally equipped and prepared, were not bad. I always prepare by easing into it. So I was not like...
How do you ease into it? Share how you
ease into it by eating lighter.
Yep.
You know, I'm doing more broths, soups, smoothies.
Yep. Like one meal a day.
A lot of water, you know, just keeping it more liquid than anything, going about 3 days in. So I'm not shocking my body.
Sugar, eliminating any caffeine, eliminating any alcohol.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee. I had already stopped with the alcohol.
But for those who do, cannabis, alcohol, sugar, caffeine.
Yeah, all of that.
At least the week before.
Yeah, at least the week before, because I listen, I was up to the hilt in New Year's with all of that activity. Okay. And I'll say, like, the first 3 days, those are the days that you need your rest. Those are the days that you maybe want to, you know, I would recommend what I usually do on the weekend, where you have some isolation and you can control your environment.
I say start on Friday. Friday or Thursday night.
Friday. That's exactly what I did. And I just, you know, rested. I still did my yoga daily because that helps me to get into a meditative state.
Absolutely. People, they do their workout regularly.
If you're already working out, you can still work out. I want to make sure that people understand that you're just not going to be able to do like HIIT, high intensity training, or do heavy weightlifting. Like, none of that's going to make any sense. You're not taking any calories in. You don't want to
And
put strain
cardio.
on your heart.
Cardio, like
Yeah.
hardcore, hardcore
No heart.
cardio.
Yeah. You're not running
Definitely not the
sprints.
first week, because
No.
we'll talk
Yeah.
about testimonies on the second week, but
Yeah,
definitely not
not
the
in the
first week.
first week because I've done these before, and you guys probably, if you've watched me, see me all over my bicycle running miles and stuff.
Yep.
But the first 3 days was gentle for me because I'm used to it, and it honestly is
Yes.
mental. Rest is your friend,
Mm-hmm.
and honestly, when you feel like it's getting tough, all I would do is chug water, go to sleep. You wake
Drink
up
your
and the
water,
day's already gone.
take your supplements, and guess what, Lalesha? Your body, it's healing when it's sleeping. So it's probably making you feel like that because you need to go so that it can activate the assimilation process. Your body can do that healing it does when you sleep.
It does, and I will say this: the white tongue and the bad breath, awful. Let's just be clear.
Now, everybody doesn't.
I was
Guess
so
what?
ready.
Everybody doesn't have that. But I got a funny story to share on that. You tell me. Tell us about yours.
I was ready for that to be over. I was like, is this over yet? Like, so first 3 days were okay. It was really once, because I always have this issue around day 4. But once I got to like day 5, I was like, I got this in the bag. Like I'm gonna be fine. And what it was is ensuring that, the structured water, making sure you have the salt.
Yep.
Because I wasn't realizing that I was missing electrolytes in my previous fast. I would be getting a cramp.
Yep.
It would always be on the middle left side of my abdomen, and I would get scared. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe that's my body saying that I need to break out. No, I was just dehydrated. I didn't have enough electrolytes to
We're
hold
doing it right. Yeah, you need the electrolytes.
Right.
That's why the salt is really important.
That salt is key because it gave me me energy.
And hunger, it helps with the appetite too.
It helps with the appetite. I didn't think that I would ever enjoy mineral water. I love it now. I loved anything that had a little bit of different flavor after a while. Because, water is water, and then you do have a little bit of the salt, but it does help to have that mineral water, just kind of break it up.
Coconut? Did you do the coconut water at all?
I did just once, but I wanted to stay away from it because I even knew that there's a little bit of calories in it, and I was just wanting to keep it as pure as possible. What I did do, however,
coconut is good for some people when they need it in terms of a little bit of glucose it gives you. And again, you want to make sure it has nothing but coconut. Nothing but coconut water.
And and living in Florida, you can find it really easy.
Yes.
But I just said, let me just stick to the water.
Yeah, the salt and the water with the salt, the structured water with the chloretol in it, it's fantastic.
It helped out a lot. Like it really did help out a lot. And of course, the detox, because every time I took my supplement, I had a rush of energy.
Yeah, it's like your meal. You'd be like, ooh.
I'm like, oh, let me get this together real quick. So before my day started, before I had a conference call, I would just, and then I would, 3 times a day. So I was like, okay, boom. And I would take it not too close to bedtime, but just enough to finish wrapping up whatever evening things I had to do. So when I got to day 7, that's when I just, I was like, okay, wow, you did it. Like you made it a week. That was a first feat for me. So I was extremely proud of myself to get there. And I had a friend join me on the journey. He had never done it as well. So I helped him break. And I had watermelon and bone broth for him at my place so that, he had that support system of eating out appropriately, and he was fine. I had no desire. I had no taste for food. I was not hungry.
Were you when did you stop being hungry?
I was not hungry. I wasn't even hungry the first 3 days, to be honest with you.
See?
I was so full of crap. Let's just be clear. Like, there's no need when you, and especially if you understand, like I did my body chart, 5'7", my max body mass index, I'm only supposed to be 153 pounds. I'm technically overweight.
Gotcha.
Still. So I, 120 122, 153. And post-op, I was 155, hanging in around that area. So since the fast, I know I picked up probably 4 pounds, water weight, what have you, and cycle started today. But the rest of the work I wanted to do was clearly get back into the gym, because you see my journey. I love my gym time.
Yes.
So, but I couldn't hit that Stairmaster, of course. There's no 100 flights in 20 minutes off of water fast.
No, ma'am.
I would have passed out somewhere.
No, ma'am. Yeah.
So the seven, when I got
body.
to day 7, when I got to day 7, I completely noticed a difference. I have waist speeds. My waist speeds, I could see they were just immediately falling. They weren't hanging on any areas. And I had a lot of energy. My mind was crisp. I was executing
sharp
on all cylinders.
Razor
sharp. Somebody asked me a question. I was ahead of the game on everything that I had to do work-wise. I didn't watch a lot of TV. What I will say is, for me, the only thing that I wish I had more of, and they said that this can be a byproduct of it too, I just did not rest. I didn't start resting well until about day 10.
Okay.
There were times throughout, like 5, 6, 7, 8 at night, I was sweating. Like, I was detoxing big time.
Well, you said you were full of a lot of crap. So that means, from that holiday situation. So your body was taking a longer time, for you to get there.
It was. And the more you have to lose, the more you will lose. I lost 6 pounds the first month.
Because some people feel like that's just water weight. The biggest thing, once you get past, like, your body starts to go into a ketosis process after day 3. Like, after day 3, your body now, your liver, remember, it's used all the stored fuel that your liver already had, the stored energy. Now it's accessing, looking for things in your body that it can use to break down, to turn into fuel. This is where it starts to attack inflammation, scar tissue, just fat, white adipose tissue that is just sat there and has been hard to deal with. That is the beauty of it when it gets into that. When it goes into that process, now that's why the water fast weight is different. It's not just losing. People say, you just lost water weight. No, you're drinking water. You're drinking your water. The issue is that it's now attacking inflammation, right? Mm-hmm. And that is a huge part of it. And the funny thing is, the nutrients you mentioned is the balanced supplement for hormone support. Okay, very important, because your body goes through a lot of hormone fluctuations in the fasting process. And many people who are doing it are dealing with estrogen dominance. It helps to regulate the hormones, the blood health. Okay, that's important for the quality of your red blood cells, purifying your blood. Gut health, because we know that your digestive system is a major part of your detox functions. And of course, liver health, which is important that's your major detox organ, is your liver. And the chloretol, actually, you put in your water with the sea salt, right? So going back, the hunger, your body knows how to fast. So it is just, some people, they're hungry the first day, second day, they're not hungry, third day, maybe they're not hungry anymore. For me, by the second day, that was the hardest day for me, the second day. By day 3, I was like, okay, I'm making it, Day 5, I was like, all right, bet, I got this, And the biggest thing is, I didn't feel the hunger. I literally, by the second week, I was going to restaurants with friends, having my water, they having pancakes. I'm like, and I'm just there to enjoy the company, right? So like you were talking about, I like to say, our food is our medicine, not our entertainment. So I can be in community, because that's the important part, right? And I can be building a relationship and it not be about the food, right?
And I think that's the biggest thing that you're mentioning. A lot of Western culture and anywhere, really, it's all social activity is around food. We're going to dinner. There's a business dinner. There's a luncheon. There's a holiday. It's always centered around food. And if now I'm intermittent fasting because I just can't eat past a certain time. I don't want to really eat past a certain
And
time.
intermittent fasting is something we recommend as lifestyle training. That's what I do every day,
Yeah.
right? It's just eating between, for those who don't know, is eating certain times and not snacking in between. So like, let's say your first meal may be, 10 or 11, right? And then your next one would probably be no later than like 6 o'clock, but then you don't eat outside of those time frames.
Some time
You drink your
frames.
waters,
Yep.
right? Because then you let your body fast in between. And when your body's fasting in between, it's doing that repair that we just talked about
Exactly.
every day, every
Every
day.
day. Every day.
Yeah.
So I just found that, I could have went longer.
I
I, I,
know.
and
Right.
I was thinking about
I was
going
like,
longer,
do I have to eat?
but I went, I'm glad that I did. I will say too, I broke mine. Broke mine with bone broth.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great because my gut was like,
Bone broth is great. You can do bone broth.
yeah,
Bone
it
broth
was
is very good
perfect.
for your gut.
It was really good for my gut. I had no issue.
Great.
Because people are like, well, do you use the bathroom? So I did not use, I didn't defecate.
You weren't eating solids, so everybody doesn't defecate until some people do.
Some people
because they
do, and I did
full
feel like there were times that I might have, but I would just pass gas and that was it. But when I did my bone broth, that immediately activated within a couple hours, and I did go to the restroom with no issue.
on the
And
day
I
that you
was
broke it. On the day you broke your fast.
I was gentle with myself.
That's right.
Skin wise, I mean, you can see the difference in the pictures, how my skin
let me
got
tell you about
brighter.
your skin. Let me tell you something about that skin. Okay. That skin said, glory, hallelujah, I am set free. Okay.
Yeah. She was rough.
It was like, because people, again, don't understand. So the biggest thing, and I'm going to come back to your skin because I wanted to ask you before that, what was the most challenging thing for you on the fast? Or the most challenging day?
It was the rest. I wanted to sleep. I just could not sleep. And
you were just wired?
It was just, I thought that I would be more restful, but I think just my body had so much work it was doing. I wasn't in a lot of REM sleep. So I
wish I'd known. I would have sent you our Qigong video, our medical Qigong video probably would have been very helpful for you. Were you doing your yoga during that time? I know you said
yoga every day, and I also was going to
strenuous yoga, or was it?
No, just heat. I was just going into infrared. So, but I was doing it so that I would be wound down by the end of the night. And again, it's going to be different for everybody. This for me,
absolutely,
because it got sweet, right? That's why I was like, I could have went another week because right around day 10, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sleeping so good, like, woo,
now.
Yeah, like so I was just like, wow, I could have, but that was it. I wasn't.
It sounds like it was also your body coming into balance as it was detoxing.
It was, because then I did notice, like, I stopped checking the scale so much, and I was like, I started lingering right around 158, 159. I kind of got to, like, reach the plateau, plateau. So I was like, all right, where do we want to go from here? I wasn't feeling necessarily weak, but I was more mindful that it was taking more energy for me to do certain things.
Right.
So, I had to just take it easy a bit more. And so
you have
just did more yoga.
Your body's trying to heal.
Yeah. So it was trying to heal. So, but yeah, I mean, even like I said, the refeed process, I was gentle. I did like watermelon juice that I made. I grow my own herbs as well. So I added some mint and basil.
That's awesome.
So it was green. It was like just enough. And then I just water it because that's all I wanted. I'm like, yeah, that's enough, and had some broth and then just took it easy. And I had soup already made. Great. So that's another thing. Prepare for your prepare for
Yeah, and
your
we have a
exodus.
reassimilation meal plan.
Yeah,
Like if you're like, so you can follow, you can prepare ahead of time. It
yeah.
helps. It definitely, so you're ready.
It really, really helped. So, all in all, like I like the clarity and I like the cords that it cut. I wanted to remove my relationship from, drugs and alcohol. I really did, because those were factors that were triggers emotionally for me. And
Wow. So proud of
they
you.
were just social vices that really dimmed my light and my spirit and didn't help me activate. And I just knew
Whew.
that it was a problem, because those were also horrible for my
Girl,
hormones. If you are suffering in this space,
fibroids, they
fibroids,
feed them
they feed them like,
like
I mean, like a
ferociously.
mosquito, exactly, like a mosquito feeds on our blood. Like,
Yep.
and it's like, it's unnecessary. And I've been without before. I prepared for my surgery by
Girl,
living a very clean
you
lifestyle.
got
So
free.
it's like, mocktail queen, hello.
You got free.
Like,
You got
if I
free.
need my grape juice, that's what's in my wine glass now. I have beautiful wine glasses, beautiful cocktail glasses. They can be mocktails and all elixirs for your health. So that's where
Wow.
I'm at
See,
now.
that's what
Like,
I'm talking about. You want to feel better, right? You want it to feel better than all of the vices, what the vices offer, right?
yes,
So, first of all, I want everybody to give Lalesha all the love for radically loving herself and breaking free of those things that are not serving your health, queen. Okay. See, that's why I said this was not just a physical transformation. Snatched, yeah, you see those hearts? Snatched from the inside out is about the mental freedom, the spiritual freedom that you achieved in doing this, right? And it's
definitely.
always something different for everybody, meaning what they're carrying, what it is they're carrying. But I love that you put it on that altar. You sacrificed it. And you said, you know what? I am now saying if it's not serving me, I don't have time and space for it.
Ooh,
I make no time and space for it.
not
Right?
at all. Like, I could not. And interesting, some physical things that I saw that I wasn't expecting to see after the fast. So I broke out on my back.
Mm-hmm. That
I had not
can happen. That's
seen
absolutely a
that.
detox. That's absolutely a way your body detoxes.
Woo!
Because we,
When I
we
say
go
I
back
haven't seen
to
that
the skin. The skin.
15, my whole back I was like, I was like, what is going on?
Wow.
And it's honestly, today is the best day. Like, it's all down, but your body can heal everybody. I can implore y'all.
So it's important what you're just talking about right now, all right? Because remember our detox organs. We said it again, liver, lungs, kidneys, and skin. Your largest
Largest
detox
organ,
organ
yeah.
is your skin, right? So that is why when we do fast, the body now is unclogging. And what happens when you unclog a drain? Gook comes out, right? All the gook. And one of the number one places it manifests is on our skin. Now, it's very interesting. It manifested on your back, but it also, because you already had the inflammation present on your face, you already had the inflammation, because that's another thing. Place that your body shows inflammation is the way it's reflected, it's manifested is acne, right? Skin discoloration. These are ways that your body is manifesting that you have inflammatory inflammation that's high in your body. High periods, we know that pain, swelling, right? Redness, pain, swelling, right? These are all indicators of inflammation. So she had the indicators before she started the fast. You saw day one, right?
Oh, yeah.
You had the indicators on her face, right? You had the swelling that was happening, the pain that was happening from the swelling. Those were all indicators of inflammation. And now when your body was attacking it now, unclogging the drain, that's why it ended up, even though it cleared up your face, it showed up on your back breaking out. But now it's going away because your body is completing the healing process.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
So
that was amazing. Like, that honestly was amazing, because I was like, and I'm quick. I'm gonna Google like everything. I'm like, what is it? What is it? And it was, and that was the first thing. It was like, that was the other thing. During the fast, if your mind, so as your mind thinketh, as quick as reality will happen.
Hey,
Y'all will be doing some major manifestation work through the fast. You can think something. You might even think it's harmless. You could think something, and I promise you that thought will be reality just like that.
wow.
There were experiences I was having, like I was walking down the street and there were two homeless people fighting. And I was like, oh my goodness, please, I just want this to stop. And it was raining, so I wanted to walk that way, but me and another person were stuck under an awning because we didn't want to get wet. And I was like, please just let this stop. And when I say the rain stopped and the fight stopped, just like that.
Wow.
Like you're highly magnetic. You can smell, your senses are acute.
Well,
it is definitely,
it's that spiritual attunement you're talking about. It's very heightened
auras.
because a lot of times it's blocked. Our spiritual attunement is blocked because we're focused on things that are very, I'll say, like distractions.
Very
right?
much so.
Very much so. And what's happening in the fasting process is, you know, I'm a Christian, and one of the things it talks about in the Bible is that certain things you can only fight through fasting and prayer, because it literally makes your body come under subjection. Like, now my spirit is higher than my body.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So when your spirit is higher than your body and your spirit is stronger than your body, you're more spiritually attuned, right?
Oh, yes.
So what you're talking about is that insight, that alignment, right?
Very much
that
so.
alignment. That's so powerful. Okay, let me see. Let me make sure I answered all the questions. All right, so there were some things, some accusations. They're like, she's going to gain the weight back right away. I saw in the comments. First of all, I have so many testimonies of people who they literally have transformed their entire lives with this process because it changed their appetite. It changed their understanding and knowledge that I don't have to eat right now. Angelique talks about that all the time. She's like, oh, wait a minute. I don't have to eat. I can drink water right now, or I can cut this portion in half because I've learned I don't need all this. I don't even need to eat all this.
Right.
Or I don't have the craving for this anymore. One of the women in our reset check-in last week, on the first one she said, I realized, oh, wait a minute. I actually kicked my sugar craving because I was like, oh, okay, speak on it.
No, yes. So I've never been big on sweets, but I really can't stand it now. Like, I never knew, like, I would love a little bit of honey or agave or maple syrup in my tea with some lemon. No more. I want the tea just like it is.
If it is not God's candy as a watermelon or mango or whatever, I just don't feel it the same.
I don't need to add nothing to a smoothie, period. Like, I don't care if it's a bitter berry or not. I don't do sugar. I just don't want it.
And sugar is such a heavy toxin. So it's part of how now, and what you're speaking about is how somebody said, I just went to her page to see her before, and she said, you did that. Yes, she did. Give her props. Receipts, girl, receipts. She did that. Yes. And that's what we work hard to do, to empower you with the tools to do that. But back to what I was saying is that you realize I can create a new lifestyle. And now what I used to, the woman who I was telling you about on the fast, she said, I'm having 3 bowel movements a day. I never used to have 3 bowel movements a day. I said, welcome to a new normal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. You should be going.
You should be going 2 to 3 times. A day,
yeah. If you have something in your stomach, it should be going in 2 to 3 hours.
You see, and when she said, I said, is it solid and smooth? She said, yes. I said, that's normal. It's a new normal.
It's a new normal. I mean, inflammation is honestly, it is just the worst. I was getting shiatsu massages during the process as well, and I can tell you from 182 to when I got to 170, and then when I got to 161, my body changed. Those lymphs I was not feeling pain anymore. There was no more pain when he was pressing areas like, here's a lymph. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling the lumps.
That's snatched from the inside out.
Snatching from the inside, because they do a lot of movement work. I go to an Asian place and they know what they're doing. They go deep.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I definitely felt, like I said, I can still feel my being grounded. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, like, when do I want to do my next one? Like, I'm already thinking about.
That's a great question. So people ask that question too. So one is, when you do this as a lifestyle change, you can do this, the water fast, this aggressive water fast. We recommend, and this is the Detox Now, it's our 14-day water fast, 1 to twice a year, right? That's every 6 months because it's aggressive.
Yeah.
But like you can do the intermittent fast. We have a 7-day. You can do the fruit fast, and you can even do water fasting once a week as a lifestyle, as a reset on just gently, right? Mm-hmm. And taking, like I said, the prevention kit, which is the D3, the mass, and the balance. With that as a protocol, you now have a new lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're literally setting a lifestyle where your body it's getting a check-in on a regular basis, right? So then when you do the aggressive once a year or twice a year, your body is going even deeper for the healing, right? Mm-hmm. It's going even deeper because now you've kept the level of healing so high, right? You've kept your body in a process. And the other thing is that when you reintroduce food, did you notice, Lalesha, that right away your body is like, because you said it about the sugar, like, no, I don't even want sugar, right? But yeah. I was telling my another client, I was like, you'll know, you're going to create your own nutrition plan because you're going to know what your body, your genetics, what agrees with your genetics, right? I said, you have something. And because I'm not telling you become vegan, I'm not telling you to become vegetarian, I'm telling you to become you-arian, okay? For your genetics, okay?
That's right.
You-arian, that's what you eat. You eat what your body tells you is right for you. Now, how do you know it's right? Well, it doesn't cause you to get congested. It doesn't cause you to have a sore throat or start triggering allergies, as you used to call them, where your nose starts to get nasal drip. Mm-hmm. It doesn't trigger bloating, right? It doesn't trigger bloating. It doesn't trigger, It doesn't trigger swelling, or it doesn't trigger, like, what did that look like for you?
Yeah. I just knew that I eat slow.
Eating slow is good.
So I'm like, I used to just eat, like,
slowing down.
I could put it down. There was no portion control. Now I'm more mindful and deliberate. Eating is a form of healing and meditation for me. So I don't even like having the TV on or anything. I want to make sure that I'm chewing my food until it is completely liquid before swallowing it. Yep. I'm way more mindful and intentional in regards to, and I enjoy the experience. So
does your body. Your body enjoys it because that's how it heals.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be like half eating, half chewing your food and swallowing these lumps. That's part of why people are constipated, bloated,
yes,
and have a lot of digestive issues in the first place.
Absolutely. Speak that. That's great information.
I'm in a more fresh mode. I still, like, I knew I wanted, like, my mushrooms, so I had lion's mane today.
Love it. What did you eat? Was there anything that you ate that your body was like, no?
No, because I've been so intentional. See? Like, I already
But have
knew.
you had that experience before where you were like, oh,
yeah. Yeah.
Like, I've been there before. Right?
Yeah. Like, I forget what, I was at a farmer's market this weekend and I did some kind of body scan and what have you. So one of the things I knew spiritually, I just knew, like, stay away from nuts. Like, something was telling me just to stay away from any kind of nut because I used to love pistachio and things like that. Mm-hmm. But for some reason I was able to get this. Everything was divinely aligning. And the guy was like, whatever you do, just you can eat certain type of nuts, but stay away from peanuts. And I'm like, that's cool because I really wasn't craving anything like that. And not, like I said, I'm a savory person, but
Peanuts are very inflammatory though. And for
yeah,
some
so
people
it's
some
been
people they can
very
be deadly.
intuitive, to be honest with you. And I based it off of what I already had in the refrigerator.
Uh-huh.
I also invested in a juicer because I
Awesome.
had some burdock root
Awesome.
juice and ginger root juice during the water fast. I was taking in turmeric, freshly juiced
Mm-hmm.
turmeric, and aloe
Mm-hmm.
vera. So those are some other, liquids that I was having that didn't have any, calories in them, but they were good herbs to take
Mm-hmm.
on top of, the
Right. You were
program.
having
But
fresh ginger. Basically, you were having fresh ginger and fresh turmeric. And you
yep,
can put that in your water. You can structure your water with that. Right. There's no
absolutely.
pulp or anything to it. It is the juice. So again, it's not,
Yeah,
it's like adding ginger to it
I
or
just
whatever.
kept it simple, Coach
Yeah.
Jesse. I felt like the simpler I can keep it. I knew watermelon was going to be dynamite for me, even though it's out of season. It was a safe bet.
Yep.
I knew the last
Crucial.
time I came out, even though I made homemade orange juice and I
No.
thought I
Not
diluted
to
enough.
reintroduce food. Not to reintroduce food. You were smart
Yeah,
to
it was hard.
keep it
That was
watermelon. That's
hard.
why that's in the reassimilation plan. That's the first day. It's like ginger tea and stuff, but definitely
Yep.
watermelon or cantaloupe if you can't. Some people can't find watermelon.
Yeah.
So cantaloupe and honeydew are great. Um, okay, what was the next question? So someone asked how have you gained weight, which you've already talked. Drained about like 4 pounds of water weight. What has the transition been like, slowly implementing organic foods back into your diet? Well, you've already been talking about that, is that
Yeah.
you're creating your own, and you already know you're taking time in having, basically building your own meal
Yep.
plan. And if it makes you, here's the deal, if it causes inflammation, it ain't for you.
It's not.
Right?
It's not. So the morning is always for me juice,
Mm-hmm.
like a water, like I do a watermelon juice, or a smoothie.
Mm-hmm.
So today was mango smoothie
Mm-hmm.
with some sea moss gel. Blended
Mm-hmm.
that up.
Awesome.
I was happy. That's all
Mm-hmm.
I needed. And then, fresh greens. I'm big on soup. It's cooler. I mean,
I
I'm in
love
South Florida. It's
soup.
nice, but
I
I'm a
love soup.
soup
What kind of
queen
soup? What
now.
kind of soup do
This
you
was
like?
kale
Nice.
okra soup that I blended.
Nice.
I blended half of it and then I added a little bit of coconut milk to it. And it's
Phenomenal.
so
Phenomenal.
good. It's just like
And your body's like,
so good.
yes, this
So
is
yeah,
how
and
we
I'm
were
actually, thank you
meant
for
to
reminding
be.
me. So I'm gonna go to the store when we're done because I want to make some more. I
You know
love okra, which is
what's
a
great?
fruit.
Okra is one of the superfoods. It's
Love
fantastic.
it. So I'm making some
Also,
more.
butternut squash is
Ooh,
phenomenal. Oh,
yum
see,
yum
now you're
yum.
making me hungry. All right. So, you know, the one thing, we talked about life after. So you don't have to be vegan. We're not saying, I'm not telling you to be vegan, because depending on, somebody asked, is this good for someone who's diabetic? If you are diabetic, I know people who have definitely done that. But we work with them. So you want to make sure you're getting consultations in the process. You want to be taking your insulin, monitoring your numbers throughout the day. Make sure you speak to your what do you call it, endocrinologist about it. Make sure they're on and understand, and they're in agreement with you that it's okay for you to start it. And then you're monitoring it, because you're going to have to make adjustments, right? As you are on the fast, meaning today your numbers, you'll be like, okay, wait a minute, I need to pull back on that insulin, because if my number is too low, I don't want to keep taking the insulin. So you'll have to make adjustments. And guess what? We've seen people walk that insulin right out of their lives. All right. Right. And because you also build back when you start to eat, you build back now a diet and nutrition plan that works with your body. All right, that works with your body, that doesn't cause that response. We've had people work, if they had high blood pressure. Stephanie was with me on Angela Yee's Way Up with Angela Yee show last week, and she talked about how she started the water fast because she had an enlarged heart. She
Ooh.
was at the point where, and she's a very active young woman. She's actually in the music industry and traveling in airports all the time. She got to the point where she could barely walk. She was in so much pain that she had to get in a wheelchair, Lalesha. So she was
Yeah.
like, something's got to change. And she knew what I did. She was like, okay, all right, tell me. She made one of those calls, and she got sick and tired, like you talked about. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. and, talked to her doctors, let them know what she was doing. She took her blood pressure medication, monitored her numbers at home every day.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's no longer, her numbers regulated during the water fast. She is taking our heart health supplement with our daily, the day three, the D3, the balance, the mass. Those are her key supplements, that and heart health. And she is no longer on any blood pressure medication. Why? Because your body knows how to heal itself. That is what we want to get out the way, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
let our bodies do what it's supposed to do. So the young lady who asked about that, if you have questions about it, definitely you can add. And we have a supplement called Sugar Health that helps you to regulate your blood sugar levels so that you can help your body now to get off of the insulin with monitoring, with support. Don't just stop. Never, ever let anybody tell you stop taking your medication. Somebody just tells you to stop taking your medication. You need to tune them out because they're advising you poorly. Okay. I want to make sure I answered people's questions. They said you did that. Yes, we gave her all the love. I'm gonna come back to you. Let's see. Somebody just they said, how tall are you? You said 5'7"?
5'7".
Okay, yes. It's 5'7". And thank you. They said you love my braids. Thank you. This is my hair braided, me having a protective style without wanting to do all the extra stuff. Do you draw labs for the hormones prior to the hormone kit? So that's a very good question. If you are dealing with heavy periods, you definitely are having a hormonal imbalance. If you're dealing with, a lot of times people don't realize that hair loss, trouble sleeping, fatigue, weight gain is usually an indicator of hormonal imbalance, right? Our balance supplement is not about drastically inhibiting and flatlining your hormones. It's about bringing them all to balance. So it doesn't cause you any harm. It's all about balancing them. However, it is very helpful for you to know where you start as you're working to make progress. Only thing I would say to you is that when you ask for a test of your sex hormones, your estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, a lot of times physicians will push back. So push back and ask so that you can know what your numbers are. And if you are dealing with fibroids, in our End Fibroids book, in our End Fibroids manual and guide, we have a whole breakdown of what your hormones should like, what numbers that you should look like, so that if you're dominant, how that estrogen dominance does lead to, it's one of the factors, like you talked about, one of the factors. Vitamin D deficiency is another factor. Stress is the number one factor, right? Hormone disruptors, are all factorial in the fibroids journey. That's why I love that you're being so aggressive. You're like, I'm not going back that way.
It's not worth it. And I really want to, and I hope this word hits.
Hit it, girl.
There's a lot of, I got friends on here that have watched me. They've seen me go back and forth in my lifestyle. They've seen me on, they've seen me off. It is not worth it to go back to a lifestyle full of alcohol, full of processed foods, sugary, cheesy, fatty, all the things that happen, because what happens is it's a hamster wheel effect.
Yeah.
You go out, you have a good time, you think you're having a good time. Meanwhile, you got these empty calories and your hormones are going
toxic
on
calories.
rage.
Not even empty, toxic
rage.
Toxic rage.
Then you want to soak it up with some greasy food that's further going to complicate it. If you smoke, times 10.
Yeah.
Because you're not only damaging your lungs, but now you're going to have the munchies on 1,000,000.
Right.
And you're just going to eat a whole bunch of crap and your hormones are shot. And then you're going to have issues with cycles and periods. And trust me, I suffered. I was so anemic, I was high risk. If I had gotten in a car accident, I had no time.
Wow.
And I suffered for a very long time. Coach Jesse knows this. Dr. Amun knows this. I was so high risk. The reason why I had to have fibroid surgery is because I was at a 6 hemoglobin.
Yeah, advanced fibroid disease.
It was super advanced. They had to build my system up for me even to have surgery. I had to get iron infusions just to build my blood levels up. for me to be a candidate for surgery, which I had to elect to have, because in order for me to even bear, the fibroids were intramural and they had took up my entire uterus. So I was looking quite pregnant prior to this. So I even with my challenges after post-op, going back, oh, I'm signed off now, you know, I'm out here thinking I'm living my best life. No, I was putting myself at risk for having to go back under the knife.
Girl.
So I'm here to tell you, like, you know, play Russian roulette if you want to, but I was done with it. And I honestly, I just praise God for delivering me from that through this fast.
Wow.
Because I want to remain healthy. I wanted to heal myself, and I wanted to ensure that when I went back, and here's the kicker, on last Friday, I'm on ultrasound. In order for me to keep my uterus from the myomectomy, they had to leave 2 fibroids in there out of 6. I'm happy to say today I only have 3. The 2 that are in there are tiny, and there's 1 medium intramural. So it's on me. He doesn't want to see me for another year to continue the healing work.
Wait, girl. Wait, girl. You're going to have to run that back. You're going to have to run that back. So they left. How many did they
had
leave?
To leave 2 in order to keep me whole. Otherwise, I would have had to have a hysterectomy.
Okay. So now, sidebar, that's a question about the doctor's skill that they did, because Dr. P, you and I already know that sometimes it's just they don't know how to do it. Okay, but sidebar, but that's the doctor you were dealing with, and guess what? You only want them to do what they can do.
Definitely, because that conversation was, you should just throw it away, and he's like, no,
that's not happening. Okay, so then they left 2 that were basically
binders
and how large were they?
At the time, I think they were probably medium size, because I mean that was a pretty
5 centimeters. How many?
Yeah, they were large. So now they're tiny. He's like they're not even anything to worry about.
So now he's telling you that those 2 that were there
have shrunk.
They're
like little. He's like, they're. I mean.
So look at this. When your GYN who did the surgery says, what I left in there is shrinking. Girl,
that's a big deal.
Hold on, I'm going to give you a standing ovation. You did that, girl. You, again, snatched from the inside out.
From the inside out.
You took that water fast. You said, let's go.
Let's go.
I'm taking it across the finish line. You did it.
And I'm talking to you, and Coach, I already know when I'm doing my next 14.
Let's do it.
And that's gonna be in my birthday month in July.
That's it. That's it. And that's Fibroids Awareness Month. Hey, we gonna totally eliminate those.
Yes, that most definitely.
And guess what? The way you're living though, Lalesha, the way you're living, they're gonna be gone before that. You keep taking the D3, the balance and the mass, doing what you're doing, baby girl, watch.
Oh yeah, my miracle baby will come.
Yes.
My miracle man's coming. All the things are coming. And
abundance.
I mean, this is
abundance.
This is abundance, and this is where it's at. I'm glad the cords were cut through this process, because I did pray through it, and I just had no desire for me to be able to say, listen, sugar is not a thing for me anymore. I'm good with my tea just being mint tea, just enjoying the taste of natural herbs. Like, I'm not running for coffee, and I don't drink coffee like that, but there would be times where I was like, oh, let me go grab coffee. No, like, if it's not green tea or, something that's of a healing nature for me.
Property. That's it. I got no time for it.
I just have no interest in it. And I'm not here, like I said, I'm not here to judge. I'm here to encourage and inspire.
That's it. And to show
if
you
my testimony can help, I just pray that it has impact on others. Definitely grateful to be part of the ambassadorship as well. Because there were times, trust me, like day 5, I felt good, but it was just like, you can there's so much activity around food. And I live in a tourist district neighborhood. Like, as soon as I go down, it's nothing but bars, restaurants. So you smell the grill, you smell it all, you hear it's an activity. But to be able to ground and center yourself
Wow.
and be okay and walk in
Powerful.
self-assuredness, it's a powerful, because people gravitate toward you. You'll notice when you start going through this transformation,
Yep.
your light is, and your frequency is
Brighter.
brighter. So people are going to gravitate toward you. You're not even going to know why. You're just going to be like, you're just minding your own business. You know, like even the dogs in the building, like I'm a cat person, but the dogs, and I was just like, hey, you know, you just start gravitating because as she's saying, you're really connecting to that spiritual side of your existence.
Yep.
And you're giving the body that purity,
Yep.
that time of rest that it needs from a holistic standpoint.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I am very, very glad, you know, to be where I am in this part of the journey. This is, you know, it'll be a week Friday. And I am in that place too, you know, especially with my cycle just starting now. It's just like, yeah, I want to blend some more stuff because I find that, you know, I'm just not as hungry, and soup it gives me the nutrients, it gives me the things that I need.
Yeah.
I have my fruit, and then I can just keep the liquids coming.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely in a different space that I was before, and I'm quite sure that that's going to continue to evolve through this. This is just a new life for me, and I can't thank you enough, and your patience. Mwah. It just being a steadfast, you know, this program, y'all, you're dealing with some of the best in the industry. They're continuing always to learn.
Yes.
You know, they're always there for support, and they're never going to beat you down. They're never going to judge you or criticize you because and one of her favorite mantras, she says it a million times. Jesse, you say it all the time. It's a marathon, not a race. And that what got me through those, when I have moments where I was like, do you want to go any longer? Or do you feel, you know, you're not really hungry, but, you know, emotionally, maybe I was going through some places, and I just knew that that was my time to journal. That was my time to go into prayer and meditate. Yeah. And just realize that I'm becoming a better version of myself through this process. And that old person
falling away.
Yeah, she's no longer there. They can say what they want to. They can think, they can be watching. I'm like, well, let them keep watching, because they're going to see what a lifestyle change will do. And this was not overnight. 14 days. And a lot of people say, well, gosh, I could never do that. Well, if you keep saying you never can, you never will. You have to believe that you can. And we can put, if Jesus could go, what was it? 40 days, 40 nights?
40 days or 40 nights?
Then, you know.
No, nothing.
You know, 14, 15 days is a drop in a bucket.
Yeah.
And in the 70s, they did this a lot. Like the hippie movement did a lot of those fasts all the time.
There's an undeniable science backed around fasting and the power of it. There's no question, right? But something you said that's powerful is you have to believe. So again, I challenge you. First of all, love yourself enough to be radical about, and everybody here, guess what? Radical for you may be 7 days. That's why, again, go to the reset page. And then also you can take our free quiz, and it'll take you through to ask and help you determine. And we also have free consultations every week. We have 2 sets of consultations free. Plus you can book a private if you want. Okay. So that you can get some guidance for your particular case if you have questions, because we're not going to leave you without support. Okay. That's number 1. Number 2 is if if for you, what is radical is 7 days, that's where we want you to be. This is not about the 14-day for everybody. It's about what's radical and necessary. You may do the water fast for 3 days. You may do fruit for 3. We customize it for you so that it's for your plan, for what's necessary for you. But the key thing, it starts with saying, I am going to center my healing. That's where it starts. I am going to be radical about my health because I'm going to be radical about loving myself, right? And once I start there, then I start to create a room, a place where I say, wait a minute, healing is going to be at the center of my life. Right? And when I say healing is at the center, I'm saying that if it doesn't feed my healing, if it's now the center, anything that's sucking away that healing, anything that is draining me, I need to create distance with it, or people. That's why I said detox living is a lifestyle I'm calling to. It's life free of toxic thoughts, people, habits, and foods. And foods are last because foods are usually how we relate to food is always affected or influenced by how we deal with our thoughts, people, and our habits, right? So please
Absolutely.
start with choosing you. Getting, like Lalesha said from the beginning, get sick and tired of being sick and tired. You have power. You have power to change your life. Lalesha is an incredible inspiration. She decided, I am sick and tired of not showing up for me, right? Not showing up for myself, of standing in the way. Girl.
Oh, you are saying a word, Coach Jesse, and I say this on top of that: be self-full. It's not selfish to take care of yourself, and that also speaks to creating boundaries. This is a sensitive time for you to go through this. It is definitely where it is so helpful to have a support system. But be very mindful that there are energies out there that are going to see you go through this walk, and they want to attack you. They can attack you through whether it's comments, whether it's them just kind of coveting.
I love how you said you were blocking people.
I was blocking people.
Be free with that block button.
There's also people just trying to siphon your energy because your frequency is going to be moving into a different level as you're going through this healing process, and people want to latch onto that. It's okay for you to create your boundaries and make your space, and you can do it in a kind way, right. But you have to let people know, some people get very inspired. I've had people reach out to me and then they're literally inserting themselves in abundance in my life where I'm like, well, I'm sorry, I'm happy to do this for you, but we're going to have to do this in a different type of setting and session.
That's right.
This is very, I definitely wanted to inspire people, right. and I definitely want to help support people as well. But also know that this was also a journey for me, and I have limits, and I have a capacity for myself that I've had to be mindful of.
That's right. So, and in order to continue this journey of healing, you have to have people and things in their proper place.
You said it exactly. So I hope that helps too, because again, you're going to know who's for you, and you also will be able to more clearly recognize those energies that are siphoning off of you. So just be mindful of that in this process, but know that we've got a safe space in this program, in this DETOX Now program. Yes. They're just such a blessing to have, and they don't go anywhere. Let's be clear. They don't go anywhere when you're off, when you're on. They're still there watching you. They're still cheering for you. They're still praying for you, and they're still covering you. So just know that I just love you abundantly and infinitely. I look forward to the day that I literally am able to wrap my arms around you.
Physical and emotional.
You have been there, and Dr. Amun as well. You have both been there for me, and I'm grateful to have seen the miracle from this 14 days. Like she said, 7, you can ease your way, wherever you are in your journey, y'all. I built my way up, but I promise you, if you can make it to 7, you got 7 more in you. As long as you follow the program, and whenever you need a helping hand or encouraging word, we got your back.
Yep. And we have a free support group in the app of people who are in the fast, and they'd be like, "Oh, what day are you on?" I'm like, I'm live checking in. I'm like, "What's going on?" And we answer your questions there too. So the bottom line is, what do you want? Once you figure that out, if you want freedom, you've got a support system to help you.
And look at that. I mean, we just glowing. You're glowing. I'm glowing.
Girl.
They say black don't crack, honey. I'm going to be 47 this year. Let's go.
Girl, I'm going to be 53. Let's go.
Come on.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And no matter when you are hearing this video, people go through the Reset Challenge throughout the entire year. So I don't want you to think that you missed it because you didn't do it in January. This is a lifestyle. That's why we're doing it throughout the year. You're going to be able to connect with people who are doing it by joining, because the Reset Challenge is something we do all year. We just kicked it off globally, announcing it in the media with people in January, but people are doing it throughout the year. And we have recordings. If you missed the first check-in, you can listen to the replay. And what you will know and you will understand is that Healing is a lifestyle that is possible for you, but more than that, you are worthy of it. You are deserving of it. Okay? So do not, let's get sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Love this. Talk to you soon, Coach Jessie.
Yes. So thank you and welcome to our newest ambassador, Lalesha.